Hey ho, here I am again for a walk and talk on the rural roads of the top of the South Island of New Zealand for another 3 weeks, because in 3 weeks' time I will be landing in the Netherlands. I'm very excited, I'm very much looking forward to it. And I promised to make more videos in between and get into this walk and talk thing, but I haven't, so yeah, you have to do it with this as a second video. Yeah, it's beautiful where I am. I will turn around so you can see a little bit of this beautiful landscape here. Yeah, beautiful. Not far from where I live, so yeah, we just have to get out and do it. But I'm a little bit disappointed in myself. I wanted to do more exercise and I wanted to do more walking. I have been biking, but I could do with more. But hey, here we are on the road. And I promised that I would talk a little bit about my trip to the Netherlands. So yeah, I'm gonna see my family again after a long time having not seen them. I was in the Netherlands in 2013 for the last time, so it's been a while. That is 13 years. And I have had my parents coming to New Zealand, but that is also years ago already. And yeah, I miss them and I would love to see them and my siblings and their families. Oh yes, I'm so much looking forward to that. And of course I'm gonna see my friends from years ago, from when I was a child, from when I was a teenager, and in my 20s and in my 30s. They're different groups and it's gonna be so lovely to see them again. And of course I'm gonna have a look at my country. I'm gonna see it with new eyes. There are things about the Netherlands that I never really knew or never really saw because it was all normal to me. You know, when you're living in a country, things become normal, so you don't really look anymore. And there are so many buildings and streets and places that are very, very special and old and ancient, and that's what I miss here in New Zealand. There's nothing really old. Well, of course, nature, and there is some art, but it's not the culture I grew up with. And I was so lucky with my parents and my schooling that we learned a lot about art and about culture and history. My parents always took us to beautiful museums and seeing medieval villages in the south of France, for example. And yeah, it's in me, it's in my blood, and I want to visit that. So I talked a bit about Rotterdam, which is the city where my father was born and where he grew up. And I always had an aversion to this city. It was ugly, it was only with new buildings, tall buildings, and it was ugly, and I didn't like the energy of it. And only last year, actually, I discovered something about Rotterdam that surprised me, that I never really knew or never really got into. That is that where, of course, we all knew that during the Second World War, Rotterdam was terribly bombed. Many deaths, and the city burned for days, and the heart of the city was gone, flattened, completely flattened, apart from a few old buildings. And last year I discovered some photos of, for example, that's where it started for me, the main street, Koolsingel, which is a horrible street when I look at it now, but it used to be beautiful. It used to be such a beautiful city, and I think it could be even more beautiful than Den Haag and Amsterdam, which I both love. So I I know that the city has changed since since the Second World War, of course, but also since I've last been there, because they have been building, and it's becoming more ugly by the day. But I have also noticed that there are some architects now who build more organic, tall buildings. So I'm looking forward to see that. But I also want to see the city on the spots where the old city used to be. And because they have changed parts of the city center, they have dried out not rivers, but the canals, and they have changed a little bit of the infrastructure. So it is a bit different. Hello! And that is a friend of mine. She has the sauna here, a mobile sauna. What was I saying? So they changed a little bit of the city center, and you can't really go on the street where it used to be, or there's now a big building on top of it. But I am going to try to stand on those spots and feel into what it used to be, how it used to look, and compare it with the old photos, because I have been collecting photos over the past few months. I was like obsessed. I'm still obsessed with searching for old photos and placing them on the spots where it is now, where the buildings are now and the streets are now. And there are a few fantastic websites that I have been using. One of them is, sorry, my Dutch came through. One of them is Rotterdam kaart.nl, which is an amazing site where you can look at old maps and you can swipe, and then you see the new maps, street maps, and you can see how it has changed and where it has changed. And so every time I find a new photo, I'm going on that map, and I'm going to try to situate it and find the exact spot, and that's where I want to go when I am in Rotterdam. Some people call me silly, but maybe I'm silly, but that's what I like. That's what I love to do. Plus, I love to visit the places where my family from my father's side comes from. So they come from Rotterdam, also from Dordrecht. Oh, I'm gonna stop the video because there's a car coming. One moment. I want to visit the spots where they have walked, where they have lived. I have already seen on the maps that some of the houses where they used to live are no longer there, that there's new constructions, new buildings. But it doesn't matter, they have walked there. And so that will be from my grandparents, their family, their siblings, so my father's uncles and aunties, and it goes even further back. So I think they found family members till the 1700 something. So that's pretty cool, time of Mozart. So I'm also going to visit Dordrecht, where the family of my grandmother came from. And Dordrecht is a city just on the other side of the Maas, and all the rivers there. And the harbors there. And I'm going there with my friend, my buddy Gwendolijn. And because her family also comes from Dordrecht. So she knows the city, I don't. And she's gonna show me around, and hopefully we can also find some old places, some little churches or beautiful energy spots where we can sit and maybe have cacao together. And yeah, so that's going to happen. One of the exciting things I'm really looking forward to. And yeah, I will be in Rotterdam. I will also be visiting the old church that is still there, the Laurenskerk, and the city hall and the post office that have survived the bombing during the Second World War. And of course there is a very old city around it, around the city center, that I never really knew that it was so beautiful. And I hope to, well, I'm going to see the house where my father lived. So I'm gonna show you all of that. Look how beautiful it is here. Oh, look where we live. We're so lucky. Yeah, so that's my plan for Rotterdam, for Dordrecht, and of course all my other visits that are going to happen in the Netherlands that I will make little videos about. So yeah, I hope you will like that and stay with me a little bit longer on this channel. Yeah, I'm gonna end with this beautiful view behind me. And I'll see you in the next. Bye.